Hello book lovers, welcome to Uncommon Reader. I'm Daniela. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for stopping by. I'm back in Italy, still settling in, still a little bit of a jet lag lingering, but overall I'm doing okay. And June is going to be a quiet month for me, so expect to see me more often here on the channel. And by the way, you can subscribe not to miss any future videos. So in this one in particular, I want to talk about the only book challenge that I'm going to participate in this summer, which is Big Book Summer, hosted by my friends Sue Jackson and Melinda of A Web of Stories. And I will link both their videos introducing the challenge, which Sue mentioned it's 15th year. My gosh, congratulations. So why is the only challenge that I'm participating in this year? Because I think last year I asked too much of myself and I felt a little disappointed not accomplishing. I mean, I did a really good job, but I wasn't 100% precise on the challenges, so I felt a little guilty. Stupid, I know. So this year I wanted to take a break, but Big Book Summer, it's great because, as you will see in Sue and Melinda's videos, it's a very, very simple challenge. You just need to read either one or as many books as you want. The only requirement is that they must be 400 pages or more. So I have a few books to show you, and at the end of the video I'm also going to share my TBR for June. So let's get started. These are all potential books that I hope to read this summer, but we'll see what I'll end up doing. So no expectations, okay? We're gonna start with a book that I'm really longing to read. I purchased this last year, The Mandarins by Simone de Beauvoir. This is set after World War II, and it talks about a group of intellectuals in Paris. And I'm expecting some similarities to her life as well, after reading two of her 4 or 5 autobiographical books, ending the second after World War II was over. I was very curious to read this one, which is fiction, but yeah, I expect some nuances of her real life and her real circle as well. The next one is a recent purchase. I found this copy of Lonesome Dove for 10 euros just before leaving for California. Actually, I was in this buying spree before leaving, I don't know. And oh, by the way, The Mandarins has 707 something pages, and you can tell Lonesome Dove is definitely more than 400, and yeah, it's almost 1,000 pages in my Italian edition. I keep hearing such great things about this book from Sue herself, and then even I was watching a video from an Italian booktuber this morning, and she also mentioned Lonesome Dove as well. So I mean, I'm really, really curious to read it. Here's a book that I am reading at the moment, and it's been a little of a struggle because it's in French, so I'm really slow at reading Emmanuel Carrère's new book called Côtes. Actually, there is finally a copying in Italian because the book has been released late April or May here in Italy. And so I could buy an Italian copy and read it in Italian, but I really feel bad because I got this copy shipped to me from Paris last year, and so it would be a real pity not to take advantage in reading it in French. But yeah, I'm going really slow. But my plan is to definitely finish this book by the end of the summer. So this is a book that I purchased in San Francisco, and this will be a read in English, The Parisian, the first novel of Isabella Hamad. And I certainly mentioned this book before on the channel just recently. A masterful debut novel. The Parisian leads us on an extraordinary journey through the life and romances of one young man, from his studies in France during World War I to his return to Palestine at the dawn of its battle for independence. Rich and immersive and devastating in its power, The Parisian is a love story that illuminates a pivotal period of Palestinian history in a tour de force from a brilliant new voice in fiction. I'm really looking forward to read this one, so this is definitely something that I'm really drawn to. Almost Last, this is a book that I was longing to find. I really wanted to buy it and not just rent it from the library. This is The Last Man in my Italian edition by Mary Shelley. I can speak wonders about my effect on reading Frankenstein by Mary Shelley a couple of years ago, and how profoundly emotional I was reading a story that I knew only through movies, and I was so shocked to realize how different the book was and how much more humane the monster that Frankenstein created was. I'm so drawn to another book from Mary Shelley. Actually, this is a dystopian narrating about the story of Lionel Verney, which is the protagonist and the voice narrating this book, that I'm trying to translate in Italian, that he's witnessing the slow destruction of humanity due to a mysterious pandemic. And isn't it kind of eerie to think about how Mary Shelley envisioned a pandemic? And probably this is the first book of the sci-fi apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic fiction. So impressive once again from Mary Shelley, and I'm really dying to read this book, seriously. Another book that I may read, it's going to be chosen among 3 books that I cannot reveal yet, because they will be the 3 picks for my book club that I'm hosting with my Italian channel, and we will choose this book in mid-June, so I don't want to reveal the titles, because we will have a survey and our group will pick the one that we will read for the month of July and August. So I will definitely update you as we go along in the summer about my big book summer challenge. And I will definitely add also a book that I'm reading June, maybe through July, with another Italian booktuber. This is The Betrothed by Alessandro Manzoni, which is a must read for Italian students. I remember reading it as well in school, and the feeling is that, you know, when you're in school and you're sort of forced to read a book, you're kind of resisting, right? So I just wanted to give this book another chance. I mean, we know the story very well because we've seen also TV series about the story. So I really wanted to reconnect with the writer. I actually was inspired by picking up this book again by another book from an Italian author, which I need to share with you. And I may have mentioned this book already. It's called La Correttrice by Emanuela Fontana, not translated in any other language. It translates the title into the corrector. And so she was the tutor of Manzoni's niece, and she was from Florence, where we say in Italy that that's where we got our Italian language from, the Florentine dialect, because it's the most similar to our current Italian. And she was a tutor, and he had, when he first published The Betrothed, Manzoni was using a language that was more similar to what was then the Milan dialect. And so he thought that he had a certain success with the book, but then he decided to rewrite it. And she was very helpful in helping Manzoni rewrite The Betrothed. And through that book also, we learn about this special friendship that was very pure. Nothing happened with them, but it made me see a side of Manzoni that was very gentle and also very serious. And I really felt more curious to go and read this masterpiece again. So wish me luck on The Betrothed. And this version has over 600 pages. Yeah, good luck to me. So here is my June TBR with The Betrothed. I'm also gonna be reading Arturo's Island, and this is going to be my second buddy read with Tracy of Nordic Lights, and we're really excited about it. El Samorante was, for me, an amazing discovery when I read last year History, which I highly recommend. It's a heartbreaking story, but so well written and with amazing characters. I'm going to read my Italian version, and Tracy's gonna read the English version, and I'm gonna tell you what the story is about, thanks to Goodreads. On a small island in the Tyrrhenian Sea, there lives a boy as innocent as a seabird. Arturo's mother is dead, his father away. Black-clad women care for him, give him the freedom to come and go as he likes. Then the father returns with a new wife, Nunziata, a girl barely older than Arturo. At first, hatred and contempt are all the boy feels for his stepmother. In time, Arturo and Nunziata recreate the tragedy and passion that are as old as the history of men and women. Intriguing, right? Yeah, and actually I just realized I didn't mention anything about what The Betrothed is about. So here's what Goodreads has to say in the English version. Set in Lombardy during the Spanish occupation in the late 1620s, The Betrothed tells the story of two young lovers, Renzo and Lucia, prevented from marrying by the petty tyrant Don Rodrigo, who desires Lucia for himself. Forced to flee, they are then cruelly separated and must face many dangers, including plague, famine, and imprisonment, and confront a variety of strange characters in their struggle to be reunited. A vigorous portray of enduring passion, The Betrothed's exploration of love, power, and fate presents a whirling panorama of 17th century Italian life and is one of the greatest European historical novels. Another book I'm looking forward to read this month is from Elio Vittorini, Conversazione in Sicilia. So this is available in English and it's translated as Conversations in Sicily. You may have guessed, right? I mean, it's not that different, Conversazione. Let's learn a little bit of Italian too here on the channel. So let me tell you what Conversazione in Sicilia is about. It stands as a modern classic not only for its powerful thematic resonance as one of the great novels of Italian anti-fascism, but also as a trailblazer for its style, which blends literary modernism with a pre-modern fable in the prose of lyric beauty. The novel begins at a time in the narrator's life when nothing seems to matter, whether he is reading newspaper posters, blaring of wartime massacres, lying in bed with his wife or girlfriend, or flipping through the pages of a dictionary. It is all the same to him until he embarks on a journey back to Sicily, the home he has not seen in some 15 years. In traveling through the Sicilian countryside and in variously hilarious and tragic conversation with its people, his indomitable mother in particular, he reconnects with his roots and rediscovers some basic human values. So here's an interesting comment. In the introduction, Hemingway wrote for the American debut of Conversation, published as In Sicily by New Directions in 1949, he remarked, "I care very much about Vittorini's ability to bring rain with him when he comes, if the earth is dry, and that is what you need." Hey, Hemingway. The book I'm going to read for our May-June book club with my Italian channel is Mr. Gwyn by Alessandro Baricco, available in English. I haven't picked it up from the library yet. And this is about the celebrated author Jasper Gwyn, who suddenly and publicly vows never to write another book. But as his life veers into isolation and emptiness, he decides to become a copyist, holding 30-day sittings with clients as he writes their portraits. In these portraits, Gwyn illuminates surprising, sometimes beautiful, sometimes frightening corners of their sitters' souls. The rich access they grant the disaffected Gwyn to other people, particularly to his business manager, the fair-haired Rebecca, also poses a startling question. What might happen if a vacant heart was suddenly crowded with the complications of love? Wow, this is kind of mysterious. I really didn't get the plot, but we'll see. I'll let you know. Yes, I know. I still have to do my first wrap-up for my spring reads. I know. Coming up soon, I promise. And the last book I'm reading this month, I've actually already started reading it and I'm very close to finishing it. It's a real page-turner. It's Mastro Geppetto by Fabio Stassi. Does Geppetto name ring a bell to you? Yes, it's Pinocchio's dad. So this is sort of a retelling, but seen from the perspective of Pinocchio's dad. So it's very unique and intriguing because Geppetto is experiencing similar situation that Pinocchio in the Collodi classic book experienced. So I'm totally fascinated by this book. By the way, the only translation available for Mastro Geppetto is in Greek. I wonder why. But anyway, yeah, we're done. I hope you enjoyed this video. These are my reading plans for June and for Big Book Summer. Thanks for watching. I look forward to chat with you in the comments. Don't forget to say hi. Happy reading, my friends, and I'll see you soon here on Uncommon Reader, I hope. Ciao.